Hey guys, Robbie. I got a special guest here to say something.
Greetings, this is Wonder Woman. You are watching Pros versus Noobs.
Actually, Wendy, that's supposed to be Pro teaches noobs. I know you like how to do, you like to do fighting and everything, but not everything's always.
And today, this is Azula from Avatar The Last Airbender. We're going to teach you how pros do things. They do it better than their brother. They're about to celebrate becoming an only child.
Yeah, I hear you say that a lot, Azula.
Yeah, noobs are just twerps and they all need to go to bed. They sure are. I can't stand a noob. You know who's a noob? Billy from The Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy. I can't stand that guy. But he is my best friend, so whatever.
Oh, way to go, Mandy. So, yeah. What they said. Welcome to Pro Teaches Noobs. Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Pro Teacher Noob. Today with me, Jared.
You know, Robert, since I'm feeling very blue that we're concluding the Red and Blue saga and the Superman Blue era.
Yeah, well, I gotta say, after last week, I was feeling a little red, so maybe it's a good thing we're wrapping it up.
That's true. Last week was brutal.
Yep, our last episode was. Yeah, just. Should we tell people remind them about last episode? Yeah, this is where Red and Blue came about, and for once, even you admit poor Lois having to deal with that crap.
That would drive anyone crazy.
I know, but for you, even you to not celebrate her going through it.
Yeah, exactly.
What does that say, right? That even you
that's like when even you admit Lois in the most recent Action Comics backups was a little intolerable.
I like Rainbow Rowell. I liked her She-Hulk. I liked her Runaways. Yeah. What the hell?
I know. I'm like, if you're trying to make me like Lois, you're doing the opposite.
I hope she's under some kind of mind control or something, or because it made zero sense.
Mm-hmm.
At least, well, I mean, I know Gail wouldn't write that.
If she isn't, it's now part of her character canon.
At least, I'm pretty sure they're going to give a justification, or because it's a backup. Because it's a backup, it's not as important.
Oh, trust me, I'll be blasting that from my social media for weeks.
I'm sure you will, but you're waiting for it to end, right?
I'm really waiting for that to end. I'm like, just end it already.
And right off the bat with it, yeah, but. Yeah, with Superman, but yeah, once we got with Red and Blue, and it took until near the end of before we finally realized, oh, Blue is too stern and stoic. Red, which we already knew was too jokey and much of a goofball.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, we just always felt like something's off. And yeah, it was Red especially, but Blue didn't feel that different until they had to tell us.
Mm-hmm.
And again, it felt like they were starting to make headway, and then they're arguing again. It's just like, ugh. I'll tell you this though, there's a line in this book, a moment in this last arc, where it feels like the writers are taking using Lois to be the voice of the fans who are fed up with all this.
Yep, exactly. That's what it kind of feels like.
No, but wait till we're gonna really get it soon. There's gonna be a moment where you'll know. But yeah, we're at the Millennium Giants, something we've been building up to for quite a while. And although I mentioned on the last video, that there were other tie-in issues, I just looked over them. They're not needed. They are not needed whatsoever. We do not need to go over them. So that spares us a bunch more issues.
Really?
Yep. Because there's a reason why they say 15.1, 2, and all that. They're not needed.
Okay, that makes sense.
But yeah, they've been building up to the Millennium Giants, and I can tell you, it's not worth it. This is the Thud this run ends on.
Okay, let's do this.
Yep. Names Hunab. Superman fought him and two of his pals in Metropolis recently. Yeah, that's the other thing you forget. We kind of ended with them in Metropolis, and now all of a sudden we're here. Like, what the heck?
That tends to happen.
Yeah. The question is, what's he doing on the mountain? Looks like he's just standing there. All we know is this long-extinct volcano began waking up the moment he arrived. The village of Dos Hermanos is directly in his path. Now, keep in mind, this is something they've been, again, building up pretty loosely. Like Lois came to Australia talking about this end of the world prophecy. So clearly, this was always meant to be the end game.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, they're talking about all this stuff. How like it is the destiny of our people to stand vigil at the temple, even if it means your death. There's a local tradition here, a story about an evil giant named Cabraca, the mountain destroyer, who came to end the world. And myth says he was defeated by the hero twins, Hunapu and Zalnikoi, who buried him in the earth. The only hero twins might be able to handle Cabraca, just can't seem to get their act together. Mm-hmm. Hey, watch it. Yow, look out. I can't believe it. Millions of cubic miles of open airspace on this planet, and still you crash into me. I crash into you. You crash into me. See, people? See what we mean?
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry.
It's really annoying, and I'm like, okay, at this point, yes, I'm like, just merge together again and just be done with this. This is why I think people look back at this era of Superman like, oh.
Yeah, but again, the thing was, they were having this issue before this. This was just a moment of enough's enough, and I'm pretty sure the writers knew it.
No, but I mean, the whole red and blue thing, I think that's why people look back at the entire Electric Blue saga as like, oh, God.
Yeah. I haven't got time for this. What are you doing here? The same as you, probably. There's a... Oh, you know what I would like to see? Have Tim Daly and George Newbern both do the voices of it. Tim Daly could do red and George Newbern could do blue.
Yeah, I like that.
And that way they're subtle enough, they're similar enough, but they're still that difference.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, here's something. John Bogdanov is scripting this one as opposed to Louise Simonson. That could be another reason.
Mm-hmm.
There's a massive disruption in the Earth's EM field. You must have felt it. Of course I have. The same ability to read electromagnetic energy you do. And I was just following the paths of the disruption to determine that there are 3 epicenters, one in Egypt, England, and Mexico. I was surfing the same wave you were, buddy. Hence our collision. I'm concerned about this. I sense a doom on a cosmic scale. And I bet it has something to do with the Millennium Guard escaped from Cadmus. Judging by the fact that their apparent markings and origins match the centers of the trouble. So what are we going to do? The term T-Bup isn't about to come out of your mouth, I hope. On the contrary, being 2 separate men is the best thing that could happen to us in a situation like this. An answer to a quandary we've struggled our entire life. Yeah, how to be in 2 places at once. It's a dream come true. Except that there are 3 epicenters to the disruption. Well, yeah. Never mind. We're already more than halfway to Europe. Let's head for Egypt and England and first and double back, so to speak. I'll take Egypt. Great Scott. Fine, I'll take England. Sheesh. Great Caesar's ghost. Can somebody do something about those blinking lights? The TV and phones are all static too. Some kind of crazy power surge. Oh, sorry, it's not just the lights, Chief. I knew it. It's those 2 Supermen and their dangerous powers. I predicted in my column. It was just a matter of time. Okay, bye, Donald. Not the greatest of scripters. Because not even Dirk was that bad.
Mm-hmm.
Don't think so, Dirk. I've been Wait, is that Mike Carlin?
Oh.
That looks like Mike, doesn't it?
Oh my gosh, yeah, it does.
It's the hair. It's the hair and the build.
It's the hair and the glasses and the build that really, I'm like, oh God, yes, that's Mike Carlin.
Yep. Even though he's not involved now, by this point, it was Joey Cavalieri, who, let me just be honest, it's one of those cases of different editor, but it's still keeping the same tone and everything because the writers know what they're doing.
And if it's working, the editor's probably like, hey, as long as you bring in sales, keep it up. I'm not going to interfere with that.
Yep. Nigel Spittleworth here. Are you still reading me? I'm standing here near Stonehenge. Of course it's Stonehenge. They're really going for a lot of the end of the world cliches, aren't they?
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh, the millennium, things like that, even though this is 98. Like a being called Dagda. So yeah, he's showing up there. Lois is covering the Yucatan. But where's Kent? One minute he's everywhere at once, and the next, as he just splits. It's so yeah. One is one. They're about to deal with two of them. Ha! You are nothing to me now. I am rooted to the source of my power, and soon something serious is going to happen here, Superman. But what? Officially, my men are prepared for anything. But the situation between these archaeologists and some of my people, these infidel scientists, it is their fault. Hey, we have the endorsement of the Egyptian government to excavate it in this important site. We believe we have found the lost temple of Hathor, pre-dynastic goddess of love and fertility. She who becomes the destroyer of Sekhmet at the end of time. These men have defiled the temple and doomed the world. Only her believers will be spared. John, good writer, but again, the scripting does not. This feels like a writer writing, an artist writing, doesn't it?
A little bit.
Shikmet is coming. You are all duped, soldier. You are an officer in the army of modern Egypt. Remember your duty. Okay, I'll give him that. This guy who was being a doomsayer, then being chastised, like, we don't need any of that crap.
Yeah, that's clever. Okay, I'll take back that criticism of the previous page. He's like, shut up and do your job.
Exactly.
That happens. That 100% happens.
I love it. You are an officer of the army of modern Egypt. I'll give him that one. I will give him that.
Well, here's the thing, though. In that soldier's defense, you're witnessing a blue and red person made of electricity fighting a giant robot creature. I think crazy stuff can be thought of.
Exactly. The time of our fulfillment is at hand. Now, wait a minute. I thought the Millennium Guards were meant to prevent the Giants, not bring them.
True.
Because when they first appeared, they were talking about avoiding it. But now they're causing it? Huh. Oh, well. But yeah, be gone, anomaly. Even now, my president await me to complete the triangle. Now, let my staff release the power. Let Earth rush to meet the sky. Let the sands reveal the tower. Let my mistress rise. Earthquakes, sandstorm, take cover. It is the prophecy. The Nile turns
and now
red.
The officer believes it. Oh wow.
Yeah. That's the officer, and then that's the other soldier. Like only the penitent will be spared. The coming of Sekhmet.
Okay.
Hold on. Let me check if this is an actual.
If it's an actual god?
Yep. Egyptian, a goddess of war and the destroyer of the enemies of the sun god Ra.
Okay, that makes sense.
Associated both with disease and healing with medicine. All units fall back. Down. Fall on your knees, everyone. Kneel and be saved. Bow and be spared. The power of set. Ah! No. A month blast nearly disincorporated me, and he's only that creature's harbinger. How am I supposed to take on Shikmet? So yeah, bowing didn't do any good. I did that. Did step lively, mind the crevasses, steady now. Why are we leaving, Mummy? Because of the monster deer. Avebury is being evacuated. Upsy daisy, grandmom. Nice and orderly, miss. That's it, and that's it. From the inverses from inverseness to Dover, let the earth be torn asunder. Now the time of man is over. Let my master rise like thunder. I've got to get these people out of here, even from a distance. That thing fills the sky. I will give this though. This is an impressive feat.
It is.
So our threat, the Giants. The syringe giant is supposed to be a local legend. Okay, let me check this one now. Yep, there is talk about a certain giant in England. So they really looked up this stuff at least. He just smashed Stonehead like it was a set of dominoes. Of course they did. It'll be perfectly fine next time we see it. Hang on, folks. I'll help you down in a second. Everyone okay? Quite. Thank you, Superman. But what can even you do about a monster like that? He must be over a kilometer tall. It would help if I knew more about him. This is Maya Wiltshire. She runs the so-called New Age gathering from around here from time to time. She's a bit of an expert on these things. Well, yes, but the legends are usually so cryptic, aren't they? I mean, I never expected them to manifest so literally, did I? As our modern interpretation has it, that would be the giant Cerne. Supposedly he goes about stripping the Earth's ley lines of their bioelectric energy. This signals a period of great cataclysm on the order of Noah's flood or the sinking of Atlantis. Stonehenge was an intersection of several major ley lines, and, well, you can see the results. The beam wipes out everything in its path. It's fusing the desert into glass. Yikes. It makes sense to avoid the beam and tackle the source instead. The size of this thing, the cow barn back home in Smallville could fit in its ear. I'll try spinning an energy shell around the creature and slowly condense it. It's worked before. With luck, the extra pressure will make the monster collapse under its own mass. Obviously they're trying to do all they can with their powers, and this is where it gets good. Them actually just being on their own, being Superman.
Yeah.
This is where it's good. It's when they're together that I can't stand it.
Yeah, me too.
Uh-oh, he noticed the man. Boom! Pain! Suddenly out of nowhere, crushing pain, and a blinding image of Superman red in my mind. Stop my acceleration cold before I could finish tightening the energy the shell around Sekhmet. I just hope it's enough to... No! Sekhmet's orb blast is cutting through the band of energy plasma like they were cotton candy. She's turning this way. Gotta avoid the beam. Got to... Ah! The being called Hunab is moving. He raises his hatchet. Madre de Dios, you split the lava dome. The mountain's erupting. Sir, I want these people moved now. Please, Brujo. Now, you prayed for days. Surely it's time for your people to leave. Our duty is to remain and pray for the return of the twins. Go now, Miss Lay. Our fate is not yours. You may yet escape the coming of Cabraca, the mountain destroyer. And let me check this one. Nope, this one's a made-up one.
Okay, there you go.
Everything just points back to DC for this one. Miss Lane, that's a pyroclastic cloud raging down on us. It'll bake the meat on our bones the instant it reaches us. Maybe the villagers are right, Senor Munaz. Something weird is happening at the shrine. It's acting like some sort of lightning rod, pulling something in. Watch out! And Superman! Our prayers are answered. What's the matter with them? They keep blinking in out of existence, and they're barely moving. Our faith, it was not strong enough. We are doomed now!
Yeah, you're right. When they're not together, they're so much more tolerable. Oh, the Justice League.
Well, no, that's actually the Titans. And the League. No, and the League, yes.
Yeah, I was about to say, because I'm like, Martian Manhunter was a Titan?
No, but you have Roy there. Roy was a Titan.
Yeah, but I think at this point, Wally is a leader, I think.
Yeah, and Kyle was on both teams.
Oh, okay.
I believe. But yeah, we're having a news chopper, and oh no, Madre de Dios! So yeah, they jump out. Pull your ripcord. We can still get the story. I have children at home. What good will journalism award do to them if I win it posthumously? I quit. I don't blame that chopper guy pilot. Superman, wake up. The weird cloud is coming this way, and I doubt it's good news. The cloud is pyroclastic energy, able to wipe out everything it touches. But we're so weak. So start praying for the Energizer Bunny to come by.
That's a way to date the book.
I hate Red's jokes. This is why Superman should never be a quip machine.
Like he was in Justice League.
Okay. I think this is worse than that.
A little worse. Somehow they have surpassed the worst.
Not just here, but ever since he split.
Yeah, somehow Superman Red has become more cringe than Justice League.
Yeah, because at least Justice League, you can still buy into the character a little bit. It's a bit out of place, but it still doesn't. It's not like it's so out of character for the character.
For that version, yes. But
yeah.
I see what you're saying here.
Yeah, but here, Energizer Buddy?
Yeah.
Why would he ever? And all the other jokes he's made over since, the last issue, in the last episode.
Mm-hmm.
Like, far better to pray for deliverance in the afterlife. No, we will not give it. If we summon every urge of energy we have left and evacuate, running might be your style, Blue Boy, but it ain't mine. Like, I say we meet the Pyro, whatchamacallit, head on. Whatchamacallit. Okay, does Red not even listen? The Superman would never say whatchamacallit.
Apparently, I think again, this is more of this Superman didn't get all the intelligence.
He definitely didn't. I mean, yes, there have been some times where Superman might say that if he really truly wasn't paying attention, or for the case where he's flying in and he didn't know it, so he'll say like this whatchamacallit. If he didn't know what it was, then he would make a wisecrack like that just because he can't think of anything better to say.
Yeah,
but not after he heard it.
Mm-hmm.
Would you agree with that? Like if he was flying in and he's like some big whatever, he would make a joke there to himself.
Yeah.
But once he finds out what it is, he would keep calling what it is.
Yeah, exactly.
Who cares if we don't have left waters left to light a flashlight? Again, cringe. Job one is nailing the crowd with an energy spike. Take all the notes you want, kids, but don't try it at home. I'm sorry I'm stopping each time, but each one gets
You gotta fight through it, Robert. You gotta fight through it.
Red,
fight through the pain. Fight through the pain.
Like I said, our last video, Red is one of the worst incarnations. If I had to do a list of worst incarnations, I would put Superman Red on the list.
Mm-hmm.
Would you now after seeing this?
Yeah, I don't like this guy.
Now, he will still be beneath Injustice Superman, for example.
By the way, there's a reason why Grant never used the red Superman in Justice League.
I'm positive with that. Well, that, but also his stuff clearly was happening. Like his, leading into the end of it, he remember, because he did arcs on his one. So his started before, and also remember, Superman, it would take 4 issues for a month. So they get through a lot more. So
no,
his last arc was in the middle of this. So by the time he wrapped it up, he wouldn't have had a chance to get to it anyway.
But I think if Grant did, I think they would have gone with the blue one because the blue one acts like Superman.
To be fair, I'm sure he could make it work and probably have both on, but would have had them both be Superman, not just different personalities.
Yeah.
Like, only problem is, I didn't figure it would hurt so much. Boo, people. Futile. Can you not accept your fate? Oop, wrong way. I don't want to leave. I must see what happens. Don't worry, and don't lose sleep worrying about little me, sweet cheeks. Calling Lois sweet cheeks. Even you get it. That's somebody he would never call Lois.
No. Superboy Connor in the beginning, yes, but Superman, no.
This feels too much like a Superboy mindset.
Yeah, and I'm not digging that.
I know. Seriously, if you and I, you should one day do a list of worst incarnations of Superman.
This guy's going on. He's in the top 5.
I would say, yeah, definitely top 5. And it's just for how and you're going to say blue is fine. A bit wooden, a bit stale at his worst, but Red was the one where you're like, what the hell? And it's not just Jurgen, it's all the writers.
Yeah, no one had a good idea for Red Superman.
No one. Again, thank God they saved it for the end. Thank God. Like, much better. But I advise you not to get too confident. Huh? What's up? More to the point. What's coming down? Shazam! Hope I can say that without getting super. Okay, now Blue's making a joke.
Blue is doing it.
Like a GBS news helicopter. Cabraca must have destroyed it. The messengers are coming down in chutes. Can't you keep them out of harm's way? What?
Also,
allow the helicopter. What?
Superman wouldn't have to worry about copyright infringement because DC owns Shazam at this point.
Now, I know, and for Blue to say it.
That's why I get what he's saying.
And he knows Captain Marvel.
I get what he's saying. He's like, am I allowed to say that, or is that only the other guy? But it doesn't work.
It doesn't. Like, you used to regret being unable to be in 2 places at once, but I'm starting to think that 2 of you aren't as effective as 1 used to be. Agreed, Lois. Agreed. It only worked for that first time when they split. Ever since then, it's been nothing but a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
She's right. She is 100% right. But here's the moment. The 2 super dudes protecting you for the price of 1 is the deal of the century. My place is with you. Lois, I learned the sad truth a long time ago. In truth, 100 Supermen would not be able to address every emergency, nor would 1,000. I can't solve every problem in the world. That's unacceptable. The Superman I knew and loved would never feel that way. Are you saying you want to stay like this? That you want to be 2 individuals? I can't speak for Blue Bolt, but I don't have any intention of going back. I like it this way. As do I. I now accept this as the new status quo. No, there can't be 2 Clark Kents. Maybe, see what I mean? She's clearly the fans.
Yeah.
And clearly, I think Jurgens here is mocking them, saying like, oh no, we're keeping this just to poke fun.
This is the one time where I can't believe I'm going to say this. I agree with Lois.
Yep, maybe the man I love no longer exists. He's gone, like a whisper in a windstorm. I'll be honest. I think Diana would have lost patience with Clark.
No, what Diana would have done is wrapped him in the lasso and said, "I'm done with this. Work out your issues."
No, I know, but I think I gotta be honest. Lois has the patience of a saint.
So with Diana, but still, I'm like, yeah.
Oh no, I know, but I can so see Lois and Diana both complaining to each other about it, like, oh, dealing with these men. I know
that would be that scene from the Death of Superman movie where they get lunch. They'd actually be complaining about these 2.
Joke. I could so see Diana then dealing with Red would be like, now he's acting like the type of man my mother warned me about.
Ah, you know what? That's actually a fantastic. That would actually be a cool story.
Yeah, but for Red, because Red asked him, come on, sweet cheeks.
Yeah, and then Wonder Woman goes, "You are nothing like Superman."
Yep. All right, Lois, you've become polarized as 2 people with personalities that become more and more extreme, but neither of you is the man I married. I beg to differ. Hate to break. Blue, shut up. I hate to break up this little soap opera, but Capraca is on the move again. Okay, so are they trying to say that them getting worse is intentional?
I think so.
And if that's the case, then bravo. Nice butt shot at Superman here. You don't usually get a butt shot like that because the cape's usually blocking it.
Yeah.
A worthwhile observation to be sure. Fortunately, I have just enough time to move these civilians out of the way. Look, hon, it's the stress that's warping your thoughts. Soon as we ace this problem, we'll straighten all this out. I suggest you refrain from diminishing her feelings. You can lay on the psychobabble and smooth things over, but I have work to do in the Mediterranean. See, Red is... He's a misogynist.
Yeah.
The way he's treating Lois.
Again, this is 100% what Diana was warned about.
It is. And Chibi's like, so, but of course, you know what? I think though afterwards, even Diana would feel like, but this was still, and even says like, I'm sorry I acted away. She would then say, this was still you. It was a deep down part of your personality. And I could see her feeling like knowing this was a part of Clark might hurt. No, not damage it, but hurt it for a little while. Like, give me some time to think kind of a moment.
And then it would immediately go back to normal because
obviously. It would be one of those where you end it there and then everything's perfectly fine next time.
Yeah, because eventually she realized, it's deep down, but that's every guy and he's still dominated by the nicer hat.
I know, but I'm thinking it's more of a case of her having a shock to her system knowing that he was capable of these type of things. That's what I'm more looking at it like. I'm not saying it'd be a permanent thing. It would just be one of those like, I need time to think. Next time we see him, she thought about it. We don't need to acknowledge it. Oh yeah, I know you didn't get this in basic training, but this really is Superman. I have to speak with the Admiral. Without proof, I'm pulling the plug. Fine, be that way. You want proof? Proof enough? Okay, this time I can accept the Superman being an ass. Because if this guy's not listening, I think even
He's
normal
like,
Superman.
Here's proof. I'm right here, dude.
I think even regular blue Superman would pull that stunt too, since he knew he could do it.
Because he's like, I don't have time to convince you I'm Superman.
Yeah, so it'd be like, yes, because he's dealt with that. How many times he dealt with people saying, oh, sure, yeah. Okay, you're Superman.
Yeah, exactly. Any superhero is gonna go, okay, I don't have time for this. Just here.
Yeah. But so Red Boy in the Sun, that's a typical Superman move, just with his annoying flair. But yeah, they're talking to this Admiral and everything, and then Lois, I realize this is unfair when the Giants are defeated. You think there's a solution. Maybe you get to be Clark on the even days of the month, and Red does the odd. If we can get him to leave and go to another city, another planet, get real. Even if he goes, you aren't Clark anymore. They reference the original Red and Blue, where one was on Krypton and one was on Earth.
Yeah.
But still, with that story, they were identical, except one had stronger feelings for Lana and the other for Lois. That was it.
Didn't Tom King do something like this in Up in the Sky?
Yes, except that was a case where it was Clark and Superman separated.
Okay,
and
that's what I thought.
Yeah, but it was well handled there compared to that. It was my least favorite issue.
Let me put it this way: that whole book is like one of the few Tom King books where the characters acted consistently with their character.
Yep, even the issue of, I'm sure you like the images of the snuff issue.
No, I don't, because I think that was unnecessary. I get what he was going for, but I was like, okay, dude, even I gotta admit this is a bit much.
Okay, but I'm saying out of context, I'm pretty sure you like those images.
No, because I'm like, why? Okay, no, because here's why.
Hey, I applaud you that. I applaud you for that.
No, but here's why. Because I know DC's never going to do it, because I'm like, there's some gimmick going on here.
Oh, and here are the Titans.
All right, here we go.
Now, Jurgens was working on this book as well. In fact, that's why he was doing a lot of the artwork.
Okay.
So that's why Friends had taken over, because Jurgens had been working on Titans. But yeah, they're coming in to help out. You got Arsenal and a few others joining in. This is where you're having other heroes showing up to help. With each step, Cabraca brother like several hundred acres. If I can't defeat him, I can certainly try to alleviate the damage by locking him in place. Again, Blue might be a plank of wood, but he's close to the traditional Superman.
Yeah, at least he's a little more of the tactical minded.
Yep, and again, not cracking wide except for the Shazam bit.
Yeah, I think Red was more like Wally in the Justice League show.
Yeah, I know. Oh, so yeah, this is where we're finding out what they're doing in other areas, the tie-in books. Again, not that important. We got Geoforce helping out at everything. Only the Ace in the Hole that saved the whole blam world countless times over, Geoforce. Superman. So Superman's trying to deal with some of the other giants. Seren is still standing, and now looks like he's reaching into the sea. But why? Unless, he's raising the waters. Admiral, that's volcanic activity right below us. Abandoned ship. Oh
God, that is cool.
Yeah, okay. I give the Giants props for being a dangerous threat. This is a worthy threat that not even Superman alone could handle this.
Well, that's why you have the Justice League.
Well, yeah. And by this point it was Morrison's League, of course.
In other words, the league that could actually do something.
Yep. But yeah, so Superman
that's kind of funny. Whenever they do like these events, like these big godlike beings are causing massive destruction. I'm like, yeah, and where's the Justice League?
Yep. Oh, there's Superboy and Steel. They also had tie-ins too.
Okay.
And and Steel bringing up how he's a part of the league. I have some new friends. So they're all joining in to help.
Is this when Wonder Woman's dead? Because she's not up there.
We don't see anything behind the head, but maybe. Wait, yeah, I think it was.
Because normally she would be, if they're following the normal convention, she would be in between Superman or Batman or after that.
Yeah, I think that when she was dead.
Yeah, because that one that Connor's hair is covering, that's not Diana's head.
That's Steel.
Yeah, so she's dead at this point.
Yeah, also, by the way, Val Samix, that's the guy who did the JLA Wildcats crossover.
Oh, I love that one.
Yeah, so same artist. What? Oh, yeah, Cabraca. Lucky I could still walk. Doesn't look like Cabraca's having any problem with in that department. Wait! He walks that way. Why are there, aside from these buildings, why isn't there a line of destruction?
Yeah.
Did he jump?
But even if he jumped, there would be a shockwave for a crater there.
Yeah.
I see an art error.
Yep. Hope Lois is all right. Before I could check on her, I have a few million people to save. This trench will divert some of the lava, but I need a way to block it permanently. Blast the mountains, maybe. Create an avalanche that could form a dam. Yeah, you could always count on Green Lantern to give a damn. Now, but not that he's solo on this one. He's riding shotgun with the always awesome JLA. And yours truly, kind of a league of my own, you might say. Would have been here a few seconds sooner, Superman, but I had to run by Hawaii to pick up Superboy.
Where's Batman?
Probably elsewhere.
All right.
Well, far be it from me to slow down the Flash. Come on, let's win the mile-high monster, the Kansas farm boy. Is he always as enthusiastic? I'm afraid he learns things the hard way, John. I suppose we should stop him for his own good. Aquaman, leave the minnow to me. I'll keep him from swimming into the shark's mouths. Hey, okay, chill the harpoon. I get the point. All right, I just checked the city, cleared debris, rescued a few hundred people. Nothing left the local authorities can't handle. Let's focus on stopping this giant. And the two heading for Markovia. Markovia? Hold on, everyone. Getting a transmission from the Batcave. Go ahead, Batman. Glad you made it through the earthquake. It kept me busy. So this was an earthquake before Cataclysm.
Or is so that's
Cataclysm still not for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, this was probably, my guess is, localized, smaller earthquake. Probably only a small one that shook things up, but not devastating. But it makes it kind of cringy when we know that they will deal with a cataclysmic earthquake.
Wasn't the earthquake thing for No Man's Land?
That's what led into No Man's Land. And you know who wrote Cataclysm?
Who?
Bob Gale. Back to the Future, Bob Gale.
Oh, really? Oh, wow. That's cool.
Yep. That's the kid when they brought him in. He had the story idea, and they went from there.
Okay, that works.
Yep. I was afraid of. In fact, they precisely follow ley lines, paths of natural energy that crisscross the planet. I was afraid of this. The JLA database describes similar events that involve the Dark Stars and the Green Lantern Corps. In the Trinity miniseries, there are Earth legends that tell of this also. Even a Martian legend. The giants rise when a planet's energies have been disrupted beyond repair. They cleanse the world and leave it in a clean slate. I would not interfere, and we should not interfere. This force is trying to fix something that is wrong with the planet. At what cost? I would not allow another disaster like Serena Na'ub to happen. It won't. Jean, you and Aquaman come with me. The rest of you rendezvous in Markovia. The Giant's Herald said I was some sort of energy anomaly. I just hope that doesn't mean I'm part of the problem, and I hope that doesn't mean I'm part of the problem and not the solution. Meanwhile, Markovia, oh yeah, None Watch was more concerned than Ken Bryan and his sister Tara. Long story, not here. See Team Titans or Outsiders. Ah!
Oh, it's Tara.
Tara 2, which would eventually later, she would get killed off by Black Adam in World War III, the 52 version, and then was revealed, oh, she was a clone made by these underground creatures who was given her form.
But is she the Tara from the Teen Titans cartoon? That character?
No. Okay, she's a clone of the original one, but she's nothing like the cartoon character. And anytime I see some writers try to write her like she is, pisses me off because Comic Tara was a monster, an utter monster, a psychopathic, horrible person who, yes, Slade made her worse, but she was a monster. And that's why when John Ridley was trying to portray her as, oh, Slade tainted a sweet, innocent little girl, when he's trying to claim it's comic terror, it's like, dude, you're just using the cartoon as your only example.
There are a lot of DC characters John Ridley screwed up.
Oh, don't get me started on Renee. Renee, until he did the GCPD Blue Wall book, that's when he actually got her right.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, a big tremor, and there's Sekhmet back. 2 of them. Why here? Why Markovia? With reinforcements, we have the Team Titans and the rest of the JLA and Supergirl.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see what we can do to help. Extraordinary timing, my friends. Welcome to my troubled kingdom. I'm sorry, I can't party on, guys, but I'm like crashing. Argent, Risk, Tempest, Fringe, Link Hands. Mind if I join? All right, where's Argent? The lady's in good hand, Arsenal. Very good hands. But yeah, we have other stuff going on, referencing what happened in Supergirl's book. There's Atlantis.
All right.
There's Lori.
Oh, okay.
See, I told you before that when she's in the water, then she's a mermaid.
Is that the way it works with every Atlantean?
The fish one, yes.
Okay, I was.
Remember, there's two different Atlanteans. There's the normal humanoids, and then there's the half fish ones.
Are the half fish ones the ones from the movie that actually look like fish people?
No. They did their own thing there.
Oh, okay.
Yep. Oh boy, these are now. Unfortunately, these giants. Well, yes, they're setting up that they're supposed to do something important. They're still just being needlessly destructive. Look, the orb. It's about to move. The thunder of Cern's hooves and the lightning from Sekhmet's orb rip across the formerly invisible ley lines, leaving the pattern beneath Markovia's Earth destructively and evident. They've isolated most of the city. Get people to the outside of those lines now! Oh, jeez. Markovia's my land too, so watch me hold my ground. Now, this Terra is the only one that would actually deal, because they came up with the whole them being siblings last second was the original Terra.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, I think that was established after her death. I think. I could be wrong. But yeah, so they had this Terra take more advantage of that. And of course, they came up with it because they have the same power, stuff. So yeah, more going on. Aquaman would have been dealing with it all and all that. Martian Manhunter, Superman. We have failed. Capraca is more physically resistant than Cerne. It's all in your hands now. Oh, jeez. I hear you, John. I've reached the trench where Ronald's staff was discovered. In a different one. It's clearly a power point to the ley lines grid. Firing now. My energy beam should amp the residual energies in this place. Getting an energy and reading on the aura's distinctive energy signature. Will try to bring my own power in sync with it. Any luck? Any luck? And the combined energy should call Cabraca from farmhands to a dinner bell, like a farmhands to a dinner bell. Look, he's taking the bait, Superman. We did it. We did it. Lady Lamars, please. We've only won a battle, not the war. Ooh. They're on top of that land trying to get people out of there. You've done all you can, Geoforce. This landmass will be leaving Earth's atmosphere soon. You have to go. How can I? My people have been taken from, my country's been taken from my people, Superman. There's only one thing I can do. Attack these monsters with the fury of Earth itself. For Markovia! Stop, Geoforce. It's suicide. Let me go. No, this is not the way to help your people. They need you, King Bryant. Wow, Red's being reasonable. No jokes. Interesting. Oh, boy. So Markovia's been destroyed. And wait, didn't that happen during Shadow War?
I think so.
Yeah. But if the Giants aren't stopped soon, they'll do this everywhere. Oh, dear. And now they're heading to Metropolis. Of course. Yep, behold, the Millennium Giants are there. Capraca, the giant, only the twin heroes. Don't try to and don't try to talk. Rest. You're gonna be okay. So this is still Mexico City. Lois Lane of the Daily Planet. Sorry, no interviews. Pull up a shovel or stretcher and help out. These people need it. You can do much more if you come with us. We're the challengers of the unknown, and we got information for Superman. Which one? They split off after the giant. Blue followed Capraca and Tritonus, and red assembled the JLA and Titan in Markovia. How do you plan to reach them? We have transportation. We'll head for Metropolis. Appears to be, so yeah, wow! I will give them this. The designs for the Giants are interesting.
Yeah, the scale is like really good. Like, I buy that as a threat.
Yep. Or just an unstoppable force.
Yeah.
Where is he? And where is he? No one's seen Superman, either of them, for a day or so, Mr. Mayor. Well, what about Kent? Is he our link to Superman? Where is he? The Daily Planet's been evacuated with the rest of the city, sir. The National Guard is mobilized, and local forces are dealing with the outflow as best they can. There isn't much more we can do, is there? No, not much. There's one more call I can make. There, Lena. Your father's prepared for every eventuality. Even if the city, the entire planet, suffers in this conflict, we will begin anew on our return. You have my word. And Lex Luthor's word is a contract. Ring, ring. How can you leave at a time like this? We're not abandoning Markovia, Geoforce. You've got to understand that this threat is global. Superman's after Capraca, but that still leaves us with the two giants to tackle. Adam is right. We need to divide our forces to take on Shekmat and Serene. Flash, you're a senior member of the JLA, and Adam can take the Titans. I'm staying. I don't believe this. The Earth is going to make like Humpty Dumpty if we don't stop the Giants, right? We need all the power we've got. And this guy, Risk, just shut up. The man's got his reasons. We should respect them. Stick his reasons, Buckethead. If you hadn't destroyed that energy gun and the sitch be dealt with, we don't have time for this. Steel, you're with us. Risk, take Supergirl and Superboy on your team. I'm coming too. Tara, you would leave my people? I thought. I'm sorry, Geoforce. You've done so much for me, but I failed this land. I can't fail the Earth too. I have to go. Justice League, it's Batman. If you're going at all, you need to go now. Argent, okay? I'm fine, Fringe, fine. The ley lines set in motion by the Giants have not stopped their progression. The ones begun in Markovia are spreading around the circumference of the globe. You need to prevent the Giants from forming more. The next projected risk area is Vima and the Vima fracture zone in the North Atlantic. Good Lord, the orb is glowing and scatter. It's gonna jim. The lines are crossing. The seabed is rising. It's not just Earth, Aquaman. 20,000 feet of water is floating into space. How can we fight a force like that? There's no one left to carry on. So now they're heading back. Like, it's actually a mist that shared the world over from its lane. A new world rising from the ashes of the old, I mean. The problem we seem to face is that humanity at large isn't willing to go down with the ship. And this time, we may actually have the power at our disposal to prevent Ken, right? This is a problem. The commonality of the missiles is an Earth in need of healing. It's a good assumption that the Giants are trying to fix something. Well, actually, we think the Millennium Guard that woke their masters reverted the stone, dragon teeth, but we don't know where they ended up. Yeah, what happened to them? They all came from the Earth. Yep, they all came from the Earth itself, supposedly due to an anomaly in the Earth energy field. If we knew what the anomaly was, energy might be siphoned from the Giants themselves. If there was some way to produce and control a massive fusion process, why didn't you say so? Can I use a phone? And here, Great Caesar's ghost. Don't use the elevator. Perry White here. Lois, where are you? Oh my God, don't come here. Everyone's leaving the city. One of the Giants is, no, the Supermen aren't here. Wait a minute. What did you want to tell him? The trip from Tritonus took longer than I anticipated. I haven't any time to spare. So yeah, flies over and no time for postulation. I've got to act now. The trench will funnel tidal waters into the heart of the city unless I dam it up. There's enough metallic debris on the harbor bed to be magnetically lifted into place. That's odd. Suddenly Cabraca is interested in my handiwork. Doesn't make sense. My power alone doesn't seem to be interested. Of course, I must have dredged up silicate ores in the harbor. My abilities attracted Cabraca when tuned to local patterns of energy before. Moving the ores must have altered the electromagnetic field. This is exactly the break I needed. I can lure the giant back into the harbor and I hope stop this destruction for good. My blasts aren't having any effect, Green Lantern. I don't know what else to do. Keep it up, man. Maybe Grisomir can cut a shiny black hole in the footholds of China. But if we don't bag it now, Steel, the Earth's going to look like one big 8-ball. This is our stop, dear Lena. Not a moment too soon. So my personal shuttle has transported us beyond Metropolis city limits, and a quarter-mile underground, we still hear the giant's tremulous footfalls. Yet I am confident that soon, in the vacuum of space, we will hear them no longer. Superman, do you copy? And Superman! No good, I can't reach him. That can't be in this field. Amplitude modulators should be transmitting EM pulses on a 10K radius. We need both Superman to affect the giant's destruction, Brenda. Superman Blue's right in front of us. If we can't catch him, how can we reach Superman Red? Kakoom! That sound. Heard Lois's mission over the Atlantic. Blue's sitting on his thumbs, naturally, but I'm not afraid to get my hands dirty. This is bad. Two Supermen might be able to execute Brenda's plan, but only if they can unify their actions. No! Red's ruining everything! Did he realize Capraca will retaliate? You're a tough one, aren't you? Let's see what happens if we pour on the energy. Yeah! Boom! How the devil, and why the devil aren't you people hightailing out of here? You've barely moved out of the shadow of the planet. Lucy, hello. Come on, boss. We're here because we're journalists, right? I mean, and snow nor sleet, etc., right? That's the post office, Carrie. Besides, there's nothing we can in that credo about walking mountains. Carrie's right, though, Perry. If Superman even has a chance of winning, we're obliged to do our job. Right, son. There's two of them, after all. We'll make it Metropolis seed worse. Though not much. Uh-oh. So they're dealing with that one. Again, those are some of the tie-ins. Red, what were you thinking? Didn't you hear Lois's transmission? Of course, I was doing what she said. Destroy the giants. What were you doing? Holding a seance? We need a plan. It sounded like Lois had information. So they did hear it, but he was still trying to get him away.
Mm-hmm.
But they couldn't tell he was hearing it.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna, no, not we. More reason to hate Red. Never heard of the end of that one, but it's the only way to save us all. This cable is one of the main hydroelectric arteries in the Metropolis. For this stunt, I'll need all the power I can get. Surge and get. Surge needs to control flow. Draw it in. Like, uh-oh, he's draining from hospitals too. Not enough yet. If I'm going to beat this thing, I'll need to pull out all the stops. Tapped out the cable. Got to make my move now. Power boost wasn't enough. Body's big, but it's serial. Don't know if I can make any impact at all. Him, on the other hand. Uh-oh. Backup generators are offline. Quantum transducer losing energy source. Cold fusion pod inert. Even the launch pad and bay doors have stopped, Lena. There's only one explanation for these events. Superman. In all my days. You mean I'm not the only one who's never seen anything like this? Kid, I just hope we're not the last. And sorry, dirtball. Your eye blasts go right through me in this. I'm intangible. That is, until I've converted energy into matter at the speed of thought. That Einstein knew what he was talking about, huh? Not much more than a bluff at this point. Containment suits at its cohesive limits. Unless I think of something else fast. Wait, the giant came from the Earth itself. They're part of they're part of it, tied to it physically. But what if they weren't? So he flies them into space, but then energy dissipating. Can't go here. But worse, the sacrifice. Cabraca's, no, he's reforming, and I can't stop him. He lost. Satellite images show a meteorite shower over eastern Australia. It's Cabraca. They can't be stopped. The Mayan legend was wrong. But, oh Lord, that's not the only legend I was warned. We were all warned. Yeah, because they were warned about that one too.
Yeah.
Almost done. At the end of the world, inside the giant. We're almost done. Superman Red is dying. He's expanded his energy form so he could take on the giant Cabraca all by himself, mano a mano. Tried to drag the giant to space, but it didn't work. He spread himself too thin, literally. Oh, but was his help.
Mano a mano is something Superman would say, but okay, I'll go with it.
Yep. There is still Bogdanov writing. That's why.
Oh, okay, there you go.
But Blue's able to help reformat Red.
Mm-hmm. That's a cool image, though. I'll give you that of Red. That is really cool.
Yeah. Hang on. I'm going to try to share my suit's circuitry with you. No way. I have no desire to sacrifice my individuality to Superman Purple. Besides, there's only room in there for one. No choice. Earth needs both of us. My circuits and my suit should be able to stabilize yours. I'm pretty sure we can share the same components without losing our individuality. Believe me, I have no more desire to merge than you do.
Just merge right and get it over with.
They will. Like, you're brash and unruly. You always charge head ahead, shooting first and asking questions later. You're a hazard, as your current predicament only proves too well. Well, you're a chicken. You always hang back, considering everything until it's too late. If I left it up to you, Metropolis would be a big grass crater now, like Markovia. As Superman, I'm responsible for all the lives around me. I can't afford to go off reckless. As Superman, I've got to be a man of action. Oh, that's what they've been going for?
All right.
He was the man of action, literally?
I'm sorry, they did that poorly. I did not get that.
I mean, it makes sense now looking back on it, but...
Yeah, but he was man of a-hole. That's what he really was.
I know. I can't afford to hesitate. People will die. We're irreconcilable. We can't even stand to work together, let alone become one man again, ever. Well, we better do something fast. Okay, so in other words, the more they've been apart, the more it's become like, similar, like they compared it to magnets.
Mm-hmm.
Time is running out for Earth. Oh, dear. So they're still trying to deal. Okay, they basically make Shekma basically become just the standard blaster villain or monster. I enjoy Cabraca a bit more, don't you?
A little bit.
Because he's the original villain. So I bought my bell. It's tolling, and brother mine can't. Hold on. Try. I gotta go now. No! You're not going anywhere. My energy. Take it. Use it to find the open circuitry around my arm. Reconstruct your form. Live. We're not done fighting yet. It's the Superman, and they smashed Cabraca hard enough to actually rock him. That's a first. So much for our efforts. We've got to move. And Cabraca is about to retaliate. Lois, you were telling me about the beliefs of those villagers you met. The one who wouldn't leave their town despite Cabraca and the volcano. Yes, they believed they had to stay and pray for the return of their legendary hero. A pair of twins named, well, we know about that. I think they're trying to actually summon Superman in red and blue somehow. There is an old Mayan legend about a giant called the Mountain Destroyer who came to end the world. He was supposedly defeated by the hero twins you mentioned. Any clue in the story as to how they did it? That's where it gets wonky. Supposedly they poisoned his food. Some bad polo, I think. And chicken? Well, as far as I can tell, all Cabraca eats is the bioethic energy of the ley lines he's destroying. Hand me a headset, will you? And set the radio to broadcast on all binds. The super guys can read radio waves. Oh, Lois has an idea. It's an interesting idea, Lois. There are some striking parallels between our situation and this legend of yours, but I don't. So all we got to do is find a way to follow up the giant's energy intake, huh? Good work, Lois. Hey, he took one swipe at us and left. You think he's onto our plan? What plan? We've got a vague notion with no way of implementing it. Cabraca's only moving because he's done here. He stripped the ley lines that run through Sydney and ripped open another rift in its place. Now we've got to save the folks on the bridge. Come on! I've got the pedestrians. You get the car. Steal! So they got to stay together because of their, the suit damage.
Mm-hmm.
John Jones and I rigged this converter. Despero's gone into, and to convert Despero's gun into something that would affect the Giants. Did it work? A little too well. But I've been tuned into your radio conversation with Lois. I think this may help. It absorbs bioelectric energy and converts it to tectonic graviton pulses. It could give Cabraca a real bellyache. So tell us how your device works, Deal. Just turn it on. It will start to explain how it works, but at that point, it's got to be inside Cabraca himself. Well, as energy beings, we might be able to phase into the giant. Don't think so, Blue. This machine is fragile and complex. I nearly had to wreck it once already. I managed to salvage it well enough once, but there's no way it could still function after being phased. You're going to have to dig. Plowing into Cabraca from space barely chipped him. How can we? Oh, for crying out loud! There's a difference between pounding like the ground and the ground like a hammer and drilling. We can do this. Here, remember, treat it gently. If you can deliver it on target intact, it should interrupt the energy flow. Have the JLA stand by to smash the giant if we succeed. If you succeed, who knows what you'll find there? Good luck, guys. Incredibly grinding pressure, like being chewed alive. Cabraca is made of turbulent living rock, constantly moving and restructuring itself. Okay, this is by far the closest they've been to being tolerable with each other.
Because they're actually collaborating.
Because they have no choice, obviously, because they have to share the suit.
Mm-hmm.
Our old self could have done this. Just keep digging, will you? So yeah, the challengers are monitoring. They'll give the signal. The others, all their hands fall elsewhere. But I can be useful. Where are the Supermen? The Supermen of our device, John. They're taking it to the heart of the matter. And there's water in there? Seems to be an underwater cave. The water is churning with ice and well below freezing. We can protect the electrons from the water with our force field, but the gizmo will be destroyed by the cold. I'll maintain the field. You shift part of your spectrum to infrared to keep the device warm. These rapids are intense. Okay, this does feel like a good climax.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't it? How they're having to work together like this?
Mm-hmm.
Feels like a video game climax, doesn't it?
A little bit. It feels like the last mission.
Yeah. Still, the direction finder in this gizmo says the iceberg on the right tracks is getting closer. Energy growing stronger. We have to we must be reaching the absorption point. None too soon. Protecting the gizmo starting to overtax our containment circuitry. And this is it. We're here. According to the device, this is where the giant gathers and consumes the bioelectric ley line energy. Together then, plant the thing. Yes, it's working. Contact with the flow feels good. Restorative. Oh, but the energy nexus is shrinking. The gizmo is sucking it up. Still had the right idea. Wait, something's wrong. Too much energy. The machine is overloading. Boom. What's happening? What's that explosion? I don't like these energy readings. All levels are spiking. Superman have been blasted into the planetary bioelectric grid. I can no longer sense their presence. Cabraca's roaring back to life, and he looks ticked. Oh, dear. The entire grid is being shaken over the planet. Earth's bioelectric aura is becoming redistributed. That must be why Shekmet has changed course. I think she's headed straight for Johannesburg. Where are we? Where have we materialized? The heart of the world. So you are the anomaly, or anomalies. So small to have made so much trouble. Who are you? What have you got to do with all this? The heart of the earth is a molten ball of nickel and iron, not, I said, the heart of the world, not the core. And it wasn't I whose alien energy forms called forth the giants before their time. We don't have time for riddles. The giants have to be stopped. I am the keeper of the flame. While I can help you stop the giants, the cost will be great. More and perhaps more than you are willing to bear. No cost is too great to save my world. Be sure, for if you shrink from the price when called upon to pay, the world will surely die by fire. Much better to have let the giants do their job. Don't be cryptic. Tell us. What must we do? What must be done will make itself known in time. But understand now that it will finally and utterly cost you both your lives. This is the altar of the giant. As long as the fire burns, giants walk the earth. Nothing can extinguish it before their mission to wash the world clean is complete. Nothing, perhaps, but the alien energy that beckoned it to the flare prematurely. You're saying that all the destruction is our fault? How can we trust this guy? I smell a secret agenda. Your anomalous existence upset the order of nature, and only your energies can quit. Bullshit!
Yeah.
I hate this.
Mm-hmm.
So their just very existence caused this?
Yeah, I hate when they do that.
Yeah. Lois, Cabracca's crushing the Challenger's plane. If you would mend the damage you have wrought, commend yourself to the flame. Only together can you hope to succeed, and together suffer your destiny, as I have suffered my captivity. Now is the moment of my escape. Quickly, for they have already set off the chain reaction. So he's a bad guy?
Apparently.
All right. Boom! CERN is falling, collapsing like 100 million tons of brick. Unfortunately, he also triggered a massive landslide. Dealing with that, they're all collapsing.
Mm-hmm.
Great sun, Cabracca's coming apart. Quick, grab the Challenger's plane before it's battered by the shrapnel. The threat to Earth is ended at last, but how? I don't know, but I'm willing to bet it's something to do with Superman. We did it! Swoom! And blowing out an oil rig fire with dynamite. Good work, and good teamwork, brother. I thought we were supposed to die. Instead, we've been restored, almost supercharged. Unless, could the Keeper have been talking about something else? Come on, let's get to the surface. Cabrac's body is returning to Earth. Just another natural monument in the Australian outback. He stopped the Millennium Giants from destroying everything on Earth and doomed the Earth itself instead. My people have known since before the dream time about the Giants. To you, they were monsters because they threatened the dream of man. But to us, they were part of the web of life on this planet. Their purpose was to periodically cleanse the world of all that has been and restore a net neutral balance for a new age to start. Life itself would not have ended, only returned to an earlier state in order to begin a new cycle, a new chapter in the story of Earth. But now that story is over. By snuffing out the internal flame, you indeed beaten the Giants, but you've also stopped the bioelectric energy of the ley lines at its source. The network of life energy that bound this planet together is no more. You have doomed this world to the same fate of another world. Krypton!
Okay.
Yeah, last issue of the actual story.
Oh man, I really am feeling blue. And a little bit of red.
Yep, hold on, let me go back here. Explain this to me. First, 3 guys who call themselves the Millennium Guards show up looking for trouble and we beat them, correct? But they eventually come back and raise 3 earthen giants who threaten the nature of life itself, and we beat them, correct? We stomped them, kicked their butts, cleaned their colossal clocks, correct? And your point is, how come things are getting a whole lot worse? Good point. This place is turning into an inferno. I fear this disaster may not be contained to this locale alone. If we don't get this mess fixed, the world in for one heck of a weenie roast. Really, Red? Draw, but your point is well taken. What do we do now? Evacuate? To where? Mars? We have to fix this mess. Indeed, however, it would be quite advantageous to have an understanding of this phenomenon first. This and all that happens was preordained, so have I told you all along. Listen up, old-timer. In case you haven't noticed, the world is about ready to chew itself up from the inside out. So I think you'll understand that I'm not in the mood for riddles. Easy, Clay. I speak not of riddles, but of destiny, American. While defeating the Giants, the super beings siphon off too much of the Earth's bioelectric energy. Even now, the same scenario is visiting itself all over the world. When you fell the Giant, they began fusing with the very planet which birthed them, opening up a channel to the molten core itself. The core is now unstable, opening fissures worldwide. Your supposed victory has doomed us all. Hello, you expect me to buy into the notion that we doomed Earth? You might as well try to sell me Swampland, Florida, because you can color me stupid. No, merely a non-believer. These events were preordained. Only the medallion of the dam assures life beyond the coming transformation. And that cheap trinket, we never have understood its ultimate potential. Perhaps there's a connection. Where is the medallion now? It's melted far into the earth beneath our feet. Almost as though it heard us speaking. I'm not in the habit of telling jokes. You're kidding, right? I was afraid of this. As of now, this is a war zone. Challengers, please take Lois and the shaman and leave the area. Seal, I want you and John to fly escort. Make sure nothing happens to their plane. As you wish. But this is the story of the year. I want to stay up. Sorry, Miss Lane, but no story is worth your life. Feisty, isn't she? As always, she does not deserve the complexities we have imposed on her life. Agreed! Should we survive this, our path is clear. On an individual basis, we may wish to exist as we do, But for Lois' sake, we gotta reunite. I don't know about that. I mean, even if we knew how, I'm not sure I want to. May I be of further assistance? What gives? You're supposed to be on the plane. The final chapter is not yet written. My role is to observe and pass the story to the next generation. You're implying that you know we'll survive. All I know is that there will be a transformation. What form it takes, I cannot say. Yeah, well, right now we got to transform this inferno back into a stable situation. And the only way to do that is to attack the problem at the source. Inside Cabraca, you prefer I trip the Big Belly Burger? And generosity is hardly called for in such a situation. Beats crying. Let's go. Not you, Pops. Could get real nasty down there. Trust me when I say that I shall be fine. He seems to know so much about this that I like to have him around. Okay, so we follow the yellow brick road into Cabraca. Strange. Didn't look like anything that was ever alive. Good thing. Who wants to wade through mushy tissue? Life can manifest itself in different ways. Blah, blah. They gotta go and find the medallion. So, yeah, it's in here somewhere. You're talking about more than the fork in the road. Indeed, choice is merely a matter of deciding what you want most. Wait, I have an idea. When the medallion melted in the earth, it emanated a particular type of energy, which I should be able to sense. There, smart. Keeps you in the running for a Superman of the Year award. I hear the competition tough. No, don't. Analyze first and then act. You proceed without thinking. By your standards, you might have proceeded differently. Question is how you two would have acted if you were one. Listen up, Pops. Now's not the time to wait. The lava is changing. Ah, crap. Gee, you think? You seem to know a great deal about what's happening here, Shaman. Care to clue us in? The medallion of the dam is embolized on his chest. As I said earlier, life can manifest itself in many different forms. Heads up! I think it's getting ready to attack! We're inside the creature. Okay, so yeah, big action, trying to figure out what to do. This is taking too long. We have to assume the situation on Earth is getting worse. You could say that to be sure. You speak? Of course, doesn't everyone? I am an intelligent being after all. Interesting, since the Millennium Giants were mute, I assumed you were as well. Perhaps they can transform Earth into the next stage of evolution, but ask them to do something truly difficult, and they fold like tents in a tempest. How are you or the medallion connected to the Giants? Long ago, a sorcerer heard... Okay, I do like this! This dragon actually having a personality!
That's true, I like that.
Long ago, a sorcerer heard the prophecy foretelling the arrival of the Giants. He wanted to survive their millennial reign and even control them. So he minted the medallion, all of which tells us nothing. Remember that once the Giants completed their work, all life would be annihilated due to Earth's transformation. I am the medallion's bearer's right to eternity. I bring the bearer to the next realm, the afterlife. You can get us back to the surface? Is that all you wish? The medallion is your only hope of survival. Enough! I'm sick of riddles, giants, mythicism, and the rest of the package. Gab all you want. I'm out of here. That makes two of us. The catastrophe threatening Earth must be dealt with. Glad we're on the same page. You will go nowhere until I give the word. You must listen before acting. Therein lies the truth. Now you tell me. Nice try, pup, but I'm not here to babysit a magic dragon. What is the... good plan. All we hear is that the medallion is key to everything. Our only hope of survival. That's what we came here to get. So I'm not leaving without it. No! Well done. You had the power and courage to combat the dragon while I did not. Perhaps once divided, two men cannot have the singular will of one. Great. More riddles and ambiguity. Consider you are truly two beings, or one that divided all aspects of himself to solve one problem. I'm really getting tired of this guy. In your cases, perhaps the sum of all parts do not equal the previous whole. Later, Pops, we stand around yapping like this much longer and Earth's a goner. Indeed, I believe one of us must go to the core and release a massive, complete amount of energy, becoming something of an energy magnet that draws the lava back from the surface, while the other does the same on the surface, sealing up those ley lines. Tough choice. You know what you're talking about. Tough choice. You know what you're talking about. Did I not speak of difficult choices? I'm talking about the ultimate and total expenditure of energy. I guess it's the only way, our only choice. Good luck to both of us. So basically, they do exactly that. Go in there, and then at last, the time has come to discard the mask. After all, did they think I arrived here from Mexico, a poor peasant shaman from Dos Hermanos, merely by showing up at their will and behest? And so he was that guy hidden. Soon, so yeah, they're doing all of this and expending all of their energy to restart the ley lines. The destruction of Earth has begun to reverse itself. I am free to roam the world as I choose. My life is on my own. It's unfortunate the planet's twin saviors can no longer say the same. So yeah,
that's it.
That's how Red and Blue ended. They expended their energy, and everyone believed they sacrificed themselves.
Okay.
Why do you think I'm deciding then to continue on with Superman Forever to wrap it up?
Yeah, good. I was about to say, because I'm like, if we're ending that, I'm gonna be pissed.
No. I want now. To be fair, this doesn't really explain much. It's more about getting things back on track. But that was a thud of an ending, wasn't it? That was such a thud.
That was almost as big as the thud as the Godzilla versus Justice League one was.
I still enjoyed that ending to a degree.
It was a good story. Don't get me wrong. It's just it just ended.
They needed one more issue. Look at this, Alex Ross.
There you go.
Oh, and this is the one where he does the whole like.
Yeah.
That I'm pretty sure you've seen that gif before, right? Of him, taking off his glasses, then flying. The end. So basically, we obviously get a nod to the destruction of Krypton. Of course, it worked. The festival is clearing the mountain range. All that is better than ours. I love you, Laura, and you, Jor-El. Hey, that's not what happened. She had a oh my god, what the hell is he doing? Look at her face when he kissed her.
Retcon.
I mean, it's cute. I think that is in Clark's head. It is his visioning of what happened. It's so unfair.
Get rid of Byrne, can they?
Dude, they don't get rid of Byrne until Birthright. Now, granted, they tried to, but then that went too far, trying to say everything Byrne did was a lie, and it was all Silver Age. Which you gotta be honest, that's just as stupid.
No, I prefer that.
No, but to then say it without trying to fit it in, just claiming, oh, nope, everything you knew, when that makes no sense, because then there was no cloning, there was no Doomsday. All that stuff doesn't make sense. So they had to backpedal from that.
Okay.
But yeah, so they landed on Earth, but then Smallville. Now you're noticing they're old, but that's because turns out, look who landed.
There you go. Clark's back.
Yep. Oh, and by the way, Byrne does a couple of pages in this special.
Oh, God.
Art-wise only.
Good.
Okay, dude, come on. Byrne did some good stuff.
Yeah, but I'm sorry. That one issue of Superman, Batman Generations, and I've heard he does that with a lot of characters. I'm like, sorry.
Not as much as you think.
No. If he does it once, that's enough for me.
But that shouldn't taint everything else the man's worked on.
Oh yes, it does. That a thing as egregious as making out with a 14-year-old, that's a thing.
It was yes, it was creepy. It was squicky. In the context, I get what he was going for. In his eyes,
way more than creepy. I don't even get the context. Do not give him that.
I'm just saying, dude, I know the context of it. And again, it's dumb. But I get why in his mind he felt it worked.
Because he does that with like a lot of characters.
Not a lot. The other time he did it was that I could definitively say was Batman? With
in that same story.
Oh, okay. First of all, that was a case where the girl was stuck in there at that age, and that led to a different story where she had to then expose herself to gold kryptonite so she can actually age up. So in a way, she was stuck in that. That's one of those cases.
She still has the bodies of a 14-year-old. Still counts.
Actually, she then aged up a little bit more by the time she and Bruce got together.
We're not applying anime rules here, bro. I'm sorry.
But I'm saying, the only other time, not counting that, where they were legitimately 14, not stuck in the body, was with Elastigirl and Robot Man, but even then, that was again. They were in. We don't even see the 14-year-old kid.
No,
it was
no,
implied.
I'm sorry. This is one thing where I'm gonna have to put my foot down and say this is egregious.
Well, again, in that Doom Patrol story, it too was egregious. We don't even see her and the 14-year-old. Wait, please. Can I finish? Please? Like, we see him kissing adult Elastigirl, but we're told he is seeing her as an adult, but everyone in the world they're in sees her as a kid. So they treat it like, oh my God, when he's like, oh crap, I didn't think this through. But again, we don't see her as a 14-year-old. We do not.
No, I'm sorry. That just makes it worse.
Wait, no, but she was an adult though. It's just that in the context of the mental dimension he was in, she was like 14-year-old to everyone else around her.
I'm sorry. That should not be in a comic book at all. I'm sorry. I'm gonna be very firm on that.
Okay, again, I've read it through, and again, I barely tolerate it because at least it makes some sense in the context, but it's still disturbing. That's all I'm trying to say, dude, is that there is some stuff that you're like, did you have to go there? But it's not, but it does. You're just like, I see where you're going with it, but why did you have to do it? That's where I go with it.
It's like Bruce Timm putting Bruce with Barbara.
But to be fair on that one, they were together because they used to be there. The age gap used to be closer to Bruce in the old days.
Yeah, but no. It doesn't matter if it used to be in the old days. What's it like in that current continuity that you're operating in?
Well, at least she was a grown woman by the time they actually started anything.
No, but still, I'm just like, it's still creepy. There's no way to justify John Byrne or Bruce Timm.
Okay. But look, I'm just saying, Byrne just does artwork. He doesn't do any writing.
Good.
All right, but yeah, look at his Monpa is like deja vu. Only he's an adult now. Last I heard, he was nowhere near here, fighting the Giants with the rest of the JLA. Right now, he needs us. Get some blankets. Thank the Almighty, he's still breathing. Of all the places, I can't believe he's ended up here. If the neighbors happened to see that burst of light, Clark wouldn't take such a chance unless he was trying to get home for help. He's burning with fever. Let's get him inside. We weren't exactly schooled in the medical arts, though your chicken soup can work miracles. It might not be up to snuff this time. God, the fever has made him delirious. I do believe he's in shock. Again, more of a summary of everything. But after the wedding, things change. But different powers, special suit, the harness their unstable abilities. But he's like, Doomsday? But wait, is that the way it happened?
Okay, I was wondering about that.
Yeah, but look at that. Doomsday killed him, even as electric.
Mm-hmm.
Ha! Dead! Where? My room. I'm in my old room. Dreams, nightmares. How long was I sleeping? How did I get here? Don't remember. So foggy. Terribly concerned about Clark, Jonathan. He's been unconscious for 24 hours. It'd help a lot if we could get a hold of Lois, but there's no answering at the apartment. I swear I'm about ready to call old Doc Benson. Ma? Pa? Don't worry, not here. And have a look-see at Clark. Where? He realized his super hearing is back.
Mm-hmm.
I like that. The first time he realized his powers are back is the hearing. Because he thought, they must be downstairs because that'll be normal hearing. And he realized, wait, I'm hearing them from outside? That means yes!
Mm-hmm.
Yep, sounds like a plan. But yeah, they're all like, nothing an extra pair of hands can handle. Clark, plan's sakes, child, you should be in bed. Not necessary, Ma. Never felt better. Though I would like to know how I got here. We were hoping you'd be able to shed a little light on that mystery. In a minute. And ta-da! X-ray vision reveals a leak in your coolant line, Pa. Little burst of heat vision will see it up. There, good as new. But I know. A few days ago, I couldn't have done these things. These powers disappeared when I became an energy being. I'm not actually sure how it happened, but I'm back to normal. So they don't even bother explaining. Bad enough I lost these powers and became an energy being. But to make matters worse, that energy divided itself and I became two independently functional people. Good thing in a way, because it took two Superman and virtually every other hero in the world to defeat the Millennium Giant. Turns out my energy powers had upset the very balance of nature itself and accidentally caused the rise of the Giants in the first place. Earth was on the verge of exploding and becoming another Krypton when Superman Red went into space. and Superman blew in the Earth's core to infuse energy with their life force and put things right. No offense, son, but I'm not sure I understand what all that means. Me either, Pa. Ha! Okay, I do like that. They don't even bother. Only way I can figure out this when I, the Superman, were willing to expel every bit of energy in their system, give up everything in order to save Earth, that my energy powers were somehow purged and I was rewarded with a return to my normal self. And are you saying that if you never put on the containment suit and let things run their course, this all might have been avoided in the first place? No, Pa. I would have. Okay, I do like how they're getting that out of the way. Because that would be the first question you would raise, right? Like, wait a second. No, Pa. I would have dispersed and died, and the Giants would have risen on schedule at the turn of the millennium, with no one to stop them. Okay, gentlemen, enough techno babble. I never did care for that blue suit. It was just two. I know what you mean. Thanks, Ma. Hey, look at this. Just what I need to let the world know that the one and only original Superman is back. Forever.
Good.
And and look who it is. Kismet.
Okay.
Yep. It's basically to explain, like, I am Kismet. It is my line. Thus does it come to pass that the last son of a planet, proud and gone, is whole once more. Through all the universes, there are two great forces, good and evil. I am Kismet. It is my task to illuminate the path of light and dark for those who face the ultimate choice. Kal-El was confronted with such a choice in his quest to save Earth. He willingly chose it, walking the path of light. Just as a sacrifice brought him the Smallville from the planet Krypton, the ultimate sacrifice of two Supermen, expelling all of their life energy, made him one being and returned him to Smallville once more. Though he saved the Earth, still remains in the shadow of threat. Though I think he's supposed to imply she did it. And if that's the case, that explains a lot. But she does say another threat is coming that fills her with dread. So they're flying in and, mayday, fuel tank rupture, wing severed, craft out of control, deja vu. You know what I mean? Good Lord, Steel, Superboy, there's not a moment to lose. You don't have to tell us twice, Supergirl. Here comes the wing. Anyone want it? I'm more of a leg man myself. I'd say you're still very much a boy, my friend, and you're an angel, Supergirl. I'll gather up the sharpnel magnetically before it skewers someone, while I cancel the order of street pizza. Of course, someone should really get the plane. Leave that to me. This is a job for Superman. Is my super strength back? This should be harder than I thought. Not used to muscling things around anymore, and not much time to get the hang of it again. Come on, it's just like riding a bicycle that's strapped to a military transport about to crash. See, now that's where he makes a joke. That makes sense, right?
Yeah, there you go.
That feels a little bit like Red, but the context and everything fits more, and it's not a needless joke. But
the other thing is, like, this is obviously an homage to the Fleischer cartoons.
Yep. Well, what do you know? Mom Power right. You never do forget. Now down gently. Superman, you saved us. You're back to normal. I don't even care how. Well, if I'd known you prefer the classic Lois, I'd have changed back a long time ago. Oh, shut up and give me let me guess, autograph, kiss, doc tip. I really don't think we should bother Superman right now, Superboy. Wake up and smell the latte, Supergirl. With Big Blue back in the red cape, there'll be a line around the block in no time. Which is why I'd like to give him to give me an interview now, in private before. Superman, Captain Stinton, my man, I can't thank you enough, sir. Line farms on the left. Excuse me, Miss Lane. Say, weren't you on that space plane? Yes. So, and we really have to stop meeting like this, Superman. I know exactly what you mean, Miss Lane. Okay, give the man some air. I mean, he just saved the world for like the zillionth time. With a little help from his super friends, of course. Don't worry, plenty of time to interview us all later, Miss Lane. The three of us have been waiting for your return to Metropolis, Superman. We knew you would, but your powers, your costume, what happened? I'd like to know all that too, Steel, but maybe Superman has other things he needs to do. Remember, Supergirl is the only one of the three who knows. like spending time with close friends and family, people he loves. I won't deny that, Supergirl. The truth is, I still need to sort through what happened. I appreciate your concern and how you were through watched over Metropolis while I was away. But right now, I just like to catch my breath and settle back into my life. And you certainly don't need us hanging around for that. You know where to find us if you need us, Superman. Gotta take a rain check on that interview, Miss Lane. I'll send you my email address. Later. Well, that's taken care of, and the emergency teams are here. You live home, Miss Lane? That depends. Do you know where I live? I hope so. I know where your husband lives. Sure, it's the same place. Sure it's the same place? I haven't seen my husband in days. Then I'm sure he can't wait to be reunited with you, Miss Lane. I bet he'd do anything to hold you in his arms like this. Really? Like waiting with soft music on, candlelight, and a bottle of Corto Maltese champagne? Corto Maltese? That champagne isn't even imported into this country. You're the one who said he'd do anything. I did, didn't I? Well then, I better get going. Take care, Superman. See you soon. Clark, been waiting long for this moment. Seems like forever. I'm afraid the champagne isn't chilled. It will be by the time we get to it. But then, now remember, a while back we had someone take a picture of Lena.
Mm-hmm.
It is the fallout of that. Now, basically, this would have been the end of the issue if it was a normal issue. But then it's an outrage. The Planet Print's the work of journalists, Simone, not paparazzi. You pay $5,000 for this? You know we can't have that sort of. We don't have that sort of cash to throw around. I can consider it an investment, Monsieur White. But perhaps you are right, Sherry. Perhaps another feature should have been on page 1. This touching article about the homeowner who will not sell the Project Hyper sector, for instance. At least that's hard news. That piece might help save their home. Oh, wait. And the photograph of Lena Luthor might help save the Daily Planet. After all, it is my job to. I know what your job is, Miss Denise. It is to raise the planet's circulation, and you don't let little things like standards get your way. Uh-oh. Leave it to the old Jimmy Olsen luck to pick the worst day ever to drop in to see Mr. White. Maybe I should just be cold and buried before I let the planet be run like the National Whisperer. You hear me, Simone? Leave before he knows that I'm. Olsen, what are you doing here? Hey, Mr. White, I'm just, nothing really. But why don't I come back later and spit it out, Olsen? Now, I want to work at the planet again. I learned my lesson. I want to be a real newsman. Well, why didn't you say so, kid? Money's been pretty tight around here, but there's always room for a real newsman. In fact, I consider it an investment. Right, Simone? You mean I'm hired? Just like that? All is forgiven? Not quite, Olsen. You pull any low-life stunts like you did at GBS, and you're out of here. We're not going to call you Mr. Action. Sounds like some cheap pickup line, if you ask me. Sure thing, Chief. And don't call me Chief. Sure thing, Chief. Barry. Whoa, Jim. Don't want to run over your old pals, do you? Clark, Lois, we're back and back. Oh, I'm back. We're running together again at the planet. Watch it, Jimmy. Allie, the copy girl at 3:00, and Dirk Armstrong right behind you. I admire your enthusiasm, son. Just don't forget you're starting over from square one. As far as I'm concerned, that means you got a clean rep. But you're also only a cub reporter. Well, looks like everything's back to normal, Clark. Meaning never a dull moment, eh, Lois? Why, I almost expect a supervillain to crash in here any. This is an outrage! Where's that pandering sanctimonious editor-in-chief for this? There you are, White. How dare you invade my privacy? My daughter's privacy. What gives you the right? It's called freedom of the press, Lucer. You're one of the most important and influential men in the world. People want to see what your heir looks like, know how she may affect you in your decision. So now she can never go to the park or the zoo or school without you vultures hovering around. You aren't taking her picture. You're taking her life. How can? What? No, Lucer. Sex? She's gone! Someone took her! Someone kidnapped Lena! That photo! This never would have happened if you hadn't published Lena's photo! The planet will pay. If it's the last thing I do, White, the planet will pay! All right, people. The biggest story of the year just dropped in our lap. No one's going to help find that little girl by standing around. Get on it! Okay, I do like Perry. One, he didn't like Simone's story, but he still defends it to Lex. And he's still doing what he can to help. Yes, it's a story, but he's more focusing on getting Lena back. And also, further proof Lex does love his daughter. hole in the wall, some 40 stories up. Doesn't take a rocket scientist to see no normal kidnapper did this, Commissioner Henderson. Textbook special crimes unit case. We're trained to handle meta-perps like this. I agree, Maggie, but you know the procedure. FBI gets called in on all kidnappings. Saints and sinners, feds ain't got no idea how to handle super weird. This ain't one of them blasted X-Files. I'm afraid we don't have much choice, Turpin. And we don't have to wait either. The feds can play catch up, but every second we wait, something could happen to that child. I want the lab to go over every square inch of this room. Now, I don't care if they have to x-ray it. Maybe I could help out with that, Maggie. Superman! Are my eyes going, or are you back to basics again, Superman? It's getting so a fellow can't tell how you'll look from one day to the next. He could have a giant red ant head for all I care. Ha! Dan, long as he can help with the investigation, I'm hoping the real powers are back along with the outfit. Yes, although my supervision seems to be finding an amazing lack of clues right now. Wait, some white powder on this crib. Looks like talcum, but it's different. Won't run a full analysis on it. Thanks. You'll find her, won't you? The baby? I was caring for her, but someone has to tell Mr. Luther that this wasn't my fault. I wasn't even in the room when it happened. Easy, Dr. Cordova. Sit down, relax. Where were you when this happened? Out signing for a package. You weren't with her? I pay you to give Lena the best care, to give her your undivided attention, not to collect my mail, not to turn your back on her for even 1 second. First, do no harm. Isn't that the Hippocratic Oath, Doctor? Well, I never took that oath. Hold yourself right there, Luther, unless you want to do the broken waltz with me. Perhaps later, officer. Now, where's the package that quack took in? Just getting into that myself. Well, looks like a flower box. Looks like you got a secret admirer, Lex. Then again, admirers don't give dead black roses. Someone wasn't sending you flowers, Lex and Luther. They were sending you a message. Any idea who? The Contessa! Remember, last we saw, he thinks she's dead, but it's clear she didn't.
Mm-hmm.
No idea. I have a number of enemies, an unfortunate consequence of getting where I am today. My staff will make a list for you, Inspector and Sawyer. Well then, I guess I'm done all I can here. If you'll excuse me, Luther knows more than he's telling. He doesn't want justice. He wants revenge, which means I'd better find those kidnappers first, because if Luther does, he'll kill them. Reporting light. So yeah. Now here's Burns' portion. At Stryker's Island Prison. If you follow me to the waiting area, Miss Lane, they're getting the prisoner's ready now. Funny how things work out. No one visits him. And today, 2 people come to see him at the same time. 2, another lady like yourself, Miss Lane. It's Cat!
Oh, cool.
Because why? They think for a moment it could be Toy Man.
Okay.
Now, I will say this. Burn really gets chilling here.
Yeah.
You can't deny that.
I'm not denying that he's a good artist.
Yep. Miss Shuck, I'm Lois Lane. Do you remember me? I want to play with you. Okay, we'll play my game. Do you have a way out of the prison, Mr. Shuck? A way no one else knows about? You've done it before. Do you know who Lena Lucer is, where she is? I want to play with you. Stop it. Stop toying with us. Do you know anything about that little girl? Say it now. You were a bad mommy. I'm glad I killed your son. Ha ha ha. You monster. You monster. Come on, Cat. Let's go. We're done here. Sorry about that big waste of time. No, he didn't do it, Lois. If he had, he wouldn't be here. He was the girl. Okay, then let's stop thinking about that piece of garbage and see about who really might have done it. Okay, I have a feeling much like the Kurt Swan stuff in the wedding special, this was meant for something else, and they reworked it.
Mm-hmm.
You get that vibe here?
Yeah.
This feels like they just included this, like this was meant for something else, and they just put it here. Because it feels a little like a sidetrack.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yep. Oh, and here's more with it. Rock hates Luther, but he wouldn't get at him through Lena. He'd go straight to the source. Mr. Mixius Pitalik? No, he's back in the 5th dimension. Hasn't been seen been 90 days since we last annoyed us. Parasite, so yeah, they're going through all the different villains.
Mm-hmm.
Cyborg, impossible. Kidnapping, too small even for him. Thomas Gall, who knows what the movie Adam Mind of his thinks. The good thing he's locked up. Loophole? Loophole? Oh, please, Lois. That loser has enough trouble tying his own shoes. I only remember Loophole because he appeared in JLA Avengers. He's the one that the Avengers took out when they first arrived in the DC universe.
Okay.
So you're saying he hasn't quite earned his secret society supervillain kidnapping merit badge? I'm saying I hope they find that little girl, Lois. But what might happen? Not even Lucer deserves that. Very strange now, and how perhaps Lena's one best hope comes from a place that no longer exists. So yeah, he's going to Cadmus and everything, meets up, asks them. Of course, they can't seem to find it either. I'm sorry, Superman. A huge percentage of Metropolis is fixated on the Lucer's kidnapping. I'll continue trying, but locating the child in this telepathic tangle will take some time. I like that! There's too many people thinking about Lena now because of the news that it's too much of a jumble.
Mm-hmm.
That's clever.
Yeah.
That's a better way than I can't pick up and read their minds.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we then get Misa and Jimmy meeting up. Hey, you like having wild adventures, right, Misa? Well, give Metropolis a chance. Like now, for instance, we're here looking for trouble, and buddy boy. Then you're in the right place, because you're my least favorite, Jimbo, after what you did to my most favorite. Bibbo, wait, I can explain. Yeah, man, me too. I'll tell you what he did to Superman. Only saved the Blue Boy Scout's life 3 times in the last week. They're best pals now. Far out, huh? They're pals? Well, if I say if you're Superman's pal again, then you can be my second favorite again. Thanks, Bibbo. Oh, they're fine. Someone sneaks out, so they follow him, deals with Inner Gang. Although he thinks that Ray helped, he didn't Ray. I'm sure that wore off a while ago. Uh-oh. Mm-hmm. So yeah, Ray to deal with them. Again, the whole point is to get things caught up again for anyone who avoided the books.
Yeah.
And wrap up plot points.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so with Misa's help, Jimmy's able to stop him.
Mm-hmm.
Jimmy, you're too much. Ha! Just tell me how you did that. Easiest thing in the world. I've got an image splitter. I like her tech.
Mm-hmm.
I really wish Misa was around or someone brings her back, because she seems like the perfect girl for Jimmy.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, but the best part is she can get bored of him easily, but then find some reason to keep coming back.
Yeah.
Feels like she just faded away and no one bothered using her again, which that bothers me. That's dumb.
Yeah.
Oh, but then Lex shows up and he is pissed. The only reason there's an Intergang Metropolis is because I allow it. Listen closely, Moxie, and I'm telling you what. I want Intergang to find my daughter. I know the kidnapper was her mother, the Contessa, but she wasn't alone. I don't care what you have to do or who gets hurt. Find Lena alive or I'll kill you myself. Oh, boy. Now, you're seeing that he's still worried about trying to find, he's like, you see Ron's trying to call everyone and no one knows. Yeah, nothing pushes people's buttons like what happens to a kid. I gotta check on something at home. Cover my desk for a minute, will you? And will ya? Sure, Dirk. Hope everything okay. Oh, Lucy. Oh man, I'm sorry. I didn't even everything's going crazy. Superman sighting. People are calling just to say they saw him in the original outfit. Get a life. I guess that means tonight's date's the bus. Duty calls, Lucy. Or it just could be another crank informant. Round trip and planet. Yes, we are. Have you got any information? Yes. Could you repeat that, please? Lucy, get anyone to get in touch with Maggie Sawyer. This might be a live one. Oh, careful, Jeremy. Still be in there. Dmitry Yizov. I won't go back. You can't send me back. Markovia's in ruins. What's he babbling about? My guess is he's an illegal immigrant who doesn't want to be deported. That may explain his quick exit. And he obviously knows, as we do, that Markovia is still there. Enough of hogwash. Where's Luther's kid, Yazov? You told one of your models you kidnap her. Hands off, police. Your reports are false. I merely said I wished I'd taken that child. I would have given the baby to her rightful guardian, the Contessa del Partenza. But isn't she beautiful? She saved me from my wretched homeland, brought me to this country. She is a goddess. She should be raising that child, not that peasant Luther. Luther is evil. I'm certain he killed my beloved Contessa. He shouldn't have, Lena. He'll only corrupt and destroy her. Oh, there's Professor Hamilton checking in on Candor. And we see Ashbury with Score. And this is their first time seeing with each other since. And he even says, like, happy birthday, father. And nothing I can say on sure, Score and whatever. But coming back to this rooftop because a chore, it becomes a chore, my hair's getting dirtier than any amount of Redkin can help. Come on, Scorn. You had your fun, took the blind girl for a run. Now it's time to get me home to study. I'm still in school, barely. And if I want to graduate, Score not understand. Pretty girl means fun, but say study, very strange. Scorn, put me down. Not down, up. And Scorn, take Ashbury home. Scorn, take Ashbury home. I wish we could stay like this forever, but we always come back down, don't we? Ashbury! Uh-oh, Daddy. Get ready for the riot act. Sounds like he's not taking Ashbury, baby. I'm so glad to see you. And Scorn, too. Prisoners? Daddy, you feel all right? Sure. In fact, I've had a revelation I never realized. Well, if someone could get the loser's daughter, I guess I'm pretty lucky to have Scorn watching out for you. Took you this long to figure that out, Dirk?
Wow.
Promise to keep an eye on her, will you, big guy? Yes, Scorn promise. Gotta run, kids. It's the biggest news day of the year, And bye, Ash. Love ya. Bye, Daddy. That was my father, right? It sounded like him. I mean, it was his voice. Maybe it's just some phase he's going through. Oh, come on, Pipes. Just tell Torture what she knows. They're trying to figure things out still, but they can't find it. Everyone's turning the place upside down. Mayor Sackett, it'll be wise to call the FBI at this most important junction. Uh-oh. Everyone steps out, and it turns out Lex is responsible for him getting elected.
Mm-hmm.
I knew it. So yeah, he's threatening even him. But then remember, the last mayor was removed with a bullet. Enjoy your conversation with the mayor, Luther? Why wouldn't I? Why do you even have to ask? You're unaware then that Sackett has had his office soundproof and lined with lead. No, that's taking security a bit far. Still, I understand his concern. A man can't be too careful these days. After all, look what happened to my daughter. Mr. Lucifer, sir, your office just received a ransom note in this afternoon's mail. Says you're to bring $10 million to the base of the Queensland Bridge just before dawn alone. $10 million? That's nothing to Erica. A token gambit in this nasty little game she survived. But one I may be able to exploit. I'll cooperate fully, of course. Please excuse me for a moment while I make the necessary arrangements. Moxie? Oh, there, Superman is there as Clark looking around like, hey, Turpin, what are you doing here, Ken? How'd you find out about this? I'm a reporter, Turpin. It's my job to be finding out. SU's got the place staked out, and your nose could make everything turn sour. We're talking a little girl's life here. Now, if it moves, I think you both should take a one-way ride out of here. Machine gun? He must have been looking and where I hadn't scanned yet. Uh-oh. Can't get back! Turpin! Thankfully, he has a vest on. Oh, boy. SCU versus Intergang. Oh, boy. Intergang, that's nonsense. There's absolutely nothing to suggest that Intergang was involved in his kidnapping. Then why were they waiting here, Luther, at the drop-off point? And bet this punk can tell us everything we want to know. I ain't telling you nothing. Took all your heavy hitters to bring me down. Only one missing, and missing is Superman. Probably still cooling his jets in Hypersector. Yeah, saw him heading there last night. Odd, I was nowhere near Hypersector last night. What you're gonna love? Who did the kidnapping? Yes, it was Contessa, but you're gonna love this. Hypersector looks quiet, but surface can be deceiving. As super hearing and X-ray vision prove once again, there, a huge amount of explosives, more than enough to level Midtown Metropolis, and Lena Lusa perched on top of some bizarre kind of rocket. Gotta be careful not to make any move. This could get her killed. Seeing this jumble madness, I finally think I know who's behind the kidnapping. If I'm right, he's as powerful as I am. But what twisted fantasy could have led to this? Bizarro happy!
Oh, nice.
And this is the first time since Man of Steel!
Dope.
Bizarro saved baby girl from evil Luthor, just like real Superman. Now Bizarro sent baby to a different planet to be raised by good people who love her. Bizarro, look at me. I'm Superman, and I wouldn't have done this. I know you meant to save the baby, but hit that plunger and hypersector will be one giant crater. You'll send her rocket off, or send her off, not in a rocket, but to her death, along with 500,000 other people. As if I would let that happen. Still, Lex will see the possibilities and understand my message. That as long as he loves the child, he remains in my power. Because anytime I want, I can take.
Oh, sorry.
I can take her away from him permanently. I'm going to take Lena home to her father now and remove the detonator so that no, Luther evil. Anybody give sweet little girl baby to Luther evil. Real Superman good. So you not real Superman. Got to keep his attention focused on me and away from Lena and the dynamite. Luther has his problems, Bizarro, but that doesn't mean make it right to kidnap his child. Not right. Give baby to Superman, baby to bad man either. Hey, watch the heat vision. Bizarro, keep heat vision away from dynamite. What you think, Bizarro stupid? He's cutting through the overhead support beam. Chunks of concrete are falling. Right at the detonator. Got to move fast to deflect. Gotcha. Keep away, fake Superman. Let Bizarro do what he do best. Goodbye, goodbye, little baby girl. Bizarro's sending you to better world. Have a nice lift. I don't think so. Time's up, Bizarro. Ah! Pain, no, fire can't hurt Bizarro invulnerable. Not worry, little baby Bizarro still save you. He's stumbling towards the detonator. Bizarro, no! Yes! Lena! What? Superman! That's my daughter, Superman. You did your job, now give her back. Superman, she's my world. Please. Thank you. She's your best creation, Luther. Don't let me hear you've mistreated her or led her down the wrong path. That's a Bizarro took her? Yes, which brings up an interesting point. Only LexCorp has the technology to create the Bizarros. That was true once, but my wife had complete access to files detailing the cloning process. Perhaps she showed them to someone when she was still alive, of course. She certainly didn't have the technical expertise to create that creature by herself. Superman once again saves the day. How delicious. Just look at Lex's face, Dabney. Oh, Dabney Donovan! He's epileptic. And Hypersector's state-of-the-art security system has brought it all to us in living color. Bizarro was a masterpiece, including the self-destruct mechanism you genetically encoded. His creation would be our little secret. Mom's away, Contessa, but if you need me again, just call. I already have in mind several excellent Bizarro variations. Metropolis, where it once again all that it should be. Look up in the sky. It's a bird. It's a plane. It's Superman. Epilogue 1. People of Metropolis, I am your leader. I must continue your watch, for Superman is... Wait, it begins now. Jewel Mountain of Krypton. I don't need superhero to get that message loud and clear. Unless my powers have failed me, I could swear the broadcast originated from Jimmy. Oh, hey, it's my super pal. I'll talk to you later, Kenny. And what's shaking, Superman? Just my eardrums, Jimmy. Is that what I think it is? Oh, you mean my new invention? It's a wireless microphone. I guess you heard my test run. Jimmy, haven't you heard about the boy who cried wolf? Besides, of what use could that thing be except getting into trouble? I was kind of hoping I could try it out being a rock star. Elvis doesn't need the competition, Jimmy. At any rate, try to keep your broadcast more entertaining for our sakes. Sure thing, pal. Well, since my baby left me... Hey, Elvis is dead. There's the old planet building, too. Too bad WGBS couldn't find a use for it when they took over the newspaper. But since they also offered Clark Kent a new job, I guess I can't blame too much. In fact, sometimes it's downright convenient being a mild-mannered TV news anchor. Epilogue 2. Great Scott, that man... yes, this is meant to be confusing.
Yeah, I was like, why does the suit look different?
Because it's going to go... The 4 different titles are going to go across 4 different timelines.
Oh, okay.
So basically, that's the whole point of it. We're seeing gold and silver and silver age, golden age, bronze age, and a future age. And that's the end. Okay,
wow.
Can we agree? Superman Forever was the best part.
Yeah, it was. Wow.
So
the electric blue has ended. Well.
Not so bad. First, bad ending. Horrible ending.
The red and blue part is where it lost me. I was like,
And then the Giants was even worse.
Yeah, I'm like, just shut up, guys, and just merge already so we can be done.
I know. I mean, again, you feel for Lois. That says a lot from you.
Yeah, I know.
But that ending was a good threat. I will say that. Good threat. But those last issues, what?
Mm-hmm.
It felt like they didn't know what to do.
Yeah, exactly.
You get that vibe that they didn't know what to do.
Yep, that is correct.
But what did you think about the Superman Forever issue?
That was a good one. I liked how it's basically like, no, okay, we're back to normal. I also love how it came immediately after the issue where they're like, oh no, we're this is the way Superman's gonna be forever. It's like they're like, psych.
Yep. I would say that was probably the best part. Lois just like, no, 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 no.
Mm-hmm.
That was the best part. Lois just representing the fans. And again, I will give props to Jurgen, the writers, teasing, saying, oh no, this is still the new status quo. No, no, no.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, again, and I do like how they don't even bother needing to give an explanation. It's like, he's back to normal. That's all you need.
Yeah, that's it.
And I think they knew that's the only way you could go, right? Don't complicate
eventually.
it. Just have them do it.
Mm-hmm.
But I do like how, yeah, him coming back to Mom and Pa makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
And I do love how, again, this whole notion of like, so wait, if at the start of this, if that just hadn't happened, you went back to normal? No, I would have died. I do like that, though. That justifies the Electric Blue era, without this, contradicting the ending.
Yeah.
And, and all that stuff. And again, I thought this was definitely the best part of this story, of this portion.
Yeah, it was. For sure.
And what do you see about the stuff with Lena being kidnapped? Or I like it how Jimmy gets his job back. All this stuff, you might think it's a little quick, but it's like, how else is it to play out?
Yeah, like, it's like they're like, no, just put Superman back the way he was.
And having Jimmy back at the planet, that makes sense for Perry, right?
Yeah.
I mean, the only head scratcher a little bit is Dirk now accepting scorn after having multiple times of having revelations like this.
Yeah, I'm like, really?
Yep. But Contessa being responsible and having Bizarro, that worked.
Mm-hmm.
And in a lot of ways, Inner Gang a lot of these guys have been apprehended now.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, Lex saying that the planet will pay. Yeah, this eventually leads into him buying out the planet.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, nice going, Simone.
Yeah.
But again, this whole special felt really good. I mean, I do like this. Bizarro. Now, I've not seen him since Man of Steel.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that was perfect, wouldn't you say? And of course, Dabney was behind it.
Yeah, exactly.
And again, just really good. Now, this ending, if we ever get back to the tribal numbers, that's what we'll deal with, is these different ones.
Mm-hmm.
But overall, so what did you think about Electric Blue overall? This entire era, not just the ending, the entire era.
I would say, complaints? Probably that...
I'm just saying your overall thoughts, not just complaints. Your
overall thoughts. I liked it. I felt that it gets more hate than is warranted, and I think that the hate is just for the ending part with the red
or
and
the
blue.
Changes in general,
and some of the changes. Because what I noticed about Superman fans, and you could probably comment on this, they don't like change.
Nope,
of any kind.
They do not, unless it reverts back to normal.
Yeah, so I'm like, I see why they didn't do this, but to a certain degree, when you have a character like Superman, you have to update him occasionally.
But the fact they didn't have a good way of resolving it, especially when they kept building up to it.
Mm-hmm, exactly.
It's like they wrote themselves into a corner when they tried to have him refuse and they couldn't. It's like they wrote themselves into a corner.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, up until Superman Red and Superman Blue, this was entertaining.
Yeah, it was.
And I'll be honest, until Red and Blue, it actually did feel convincing that this was a permanent change.
Yeah.
Then Red and Blue happened and you knew it was winding down.
Yeah, I was like, this is Dead Man Walking territory right about now.
Yeah, but you do agree with that. Like up until Red and Blue, it felt like, no, this is permanent.
Yeah.
This is the change.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, him having Becky's old powers, it's refreshing.
Yeah.
Would you agree? Like, it's refreshing to have the classic powers back.
Mm-hmm.
But, and what do you think about all the subplots? Like, you really got to understand the characters now, don't you?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, okay, obviously Scorn was your favorite of the side characters, right?
Not really, no.
Oh, who would you say was your favorite of the side characters?
I gotta be honest, I'm not the biggest fan of Superman's side characters. I think there's way too many.
Which there were even here, but
yeah,
I think they balanced them out pretty well.
That's my complaint. That's why I like modern Superman more, because yes, they have side characters, but there's less of them that I have to track.
But I do think they balanced them pretty well. It's like they don't.
I disagree.
Okay.
If
you had to pick someone,
Bibbo probably.
Bibbo's always going to be the best.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta say though, since I know Bibbo longer, if I had to go with someone exclusive here, I think Misa was just the interesting one. Her just being all like a bit hippie girl in her sling, but this girl who's just in it for the thrills.
Yeah.
Who showed that she could actually be a good team player.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Bibbo, I gotta say, my least favorite arc was the inner gang stuff. It's bored me.
Mm-hmm.
Would you agree with that? That was the boring part with the inner gang stuff?
And a bunch of times it was like focusing on random characters. It's almost like they were like, okay, so we can't do this in a separate book. Just throw it in Superman.
I would say this though. Lex was the standout.
Lex was good. I like this version of Lex.
Yeah, would you agree? This entire thing, even up to the birth of Lena, was his standout. Him, being able to project himself as a different persona somewhere else. His getting out, how he was able to stop the trial by faking a clone, saying, "Oh no, this clone of me did it," and everything after Lena. Lex, this is why I feel this is Lex at its best.
And I like that art.
Yeah. Oh yeah, right here is great. Man,
that bottom panel right there is what's drawing my eye.
Yeah, he looks like a devil.
He looks like he's about to murder that guy.
Yeah, but like I said though, for this whole era, it was a roller coaster, a very good roller coaster until the end. This end, up until before this, the Superman Red and Blue and the Millennium Giants was a face plant.
And honestly, my problem with this era of Superman in general is that they had stuff that went on for way too long, like the Scorn story. I'm like, okay, just wrap it up. Why is this blue guy sticking around?
Well, yeah, you liked him at first, but
I like the character. The character's interesting, but at a certain point, there's such a thing as too much of a good thing.
I know, and I think it's just because he was just the new secondary character, and they didn't have a plan yet for it by this point. I'm pretty sure they're starting to have one by now. And again, he had his uses.
He had his uses, but still,
but he kept repeating. It was a wash, rinse, repeat story arc, and I hate when they do that.
The exact same thing. It just gets back to my main criticism of this. There's way too many side characters.
I would say Dirk was still an interesting one, but again, wash, rinse, repeat.
Yeah, again, way too many characters I got to keep track of.
Exactly. I would agree with that. But at the same time, though, again, you're having each individual creator on a different team. They want to add stuff that's their own.
Understood, but to a certain degree, you got to tell them you can't add side characters because there's already like 20.
You know, I would say this, though. At least they weren't redundant. There was too many of them, but they didn't.
Okay, I'll give you that. At least they were unique. I'll give you that.
I will say that. You really think about it? Yeah, you had a pause for it, but you really.
I was like, wait. I was like, wait. Okay, I'll give you that.
Yeah, none of them are redundant. They are all unique. That I will give praise them for. And I think that's why they lasted. Because they each brought something different that didn't feel like, well, we could just use that character. That's why I hate when you have some characters create a new scientific advisor when Email was always a good alternate choice. Like, you know what I would say to Superman Forever one shot was? It was the, like, after hitting a face plant, It was the backflip to finish it off.
Mm-hmm.
Would you agree with that? Like they landed on their face, but they rolled into a flip, flip to get back onto their feet and win.
Yeah.
Would you agree with that? Because if they just ended it at Millennium Giant and that was it, and they just rolled back in, that would have been that was horrible. That was just a full end of race short of the finish line.
I would agree.
But this salvaged it. Mm-hmm. Or at least salvaged this video anyway.
Yeah.
Because if I knew if I ended it there with where Electric Blue ended, that would have been a horrible ending.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so that's the Electric Blue saga. Like we agree, doesn't deserve the hate it gets as one of the worst runs of Superman that people compared Bendis to.
Oh, there is no defending the Bendis run.
Yeah. Except I still say this. I still think that the Bendis was better than the CRL era of Superman because that was just boring.
I'd rather take boring than Bendis Superman.
Oh, no. Trust me. Not this level of boring.
Nah.
It was mind-numbing boring. You had Kelly and Casey were clearly reaching burnout. You remember one of the other writers, but I know Steven Seagal was another writer, and that was a guy who clearly had really no interest in mainstream comics.
Mm-hmm.
He's the guy who eventually wrote It's a Bird.
Yeah.
You know about that book?
No.
He has a semi-autobiographical book about his time on Superman.
Okay.
That's the type of stuff he more prefers.
Okay,
so
so
why
prose
he was?
book.
Yeah. So, no. It was a graphic novel still.
Oh, okay.
But it was that type of less superhero stuff.
I see.
So in other words, the guy had no right reason being on the Superman books.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I say the CRL era was not that good. That's when things were just meandering, floundering. It got to the point where they had to bring in Chuck Austin to fill in.
I see.
Think about that. They were desperate to not only ask, they begged Chuck Austin. Begged him.
Mm-hmm.
Think about that a second, dude. They begged one of the right people consider one of the worst, and his run wasn't the worst thing. I can tell you that.
Chuck Austin is not the worst comic book writer. I've read some good stuff by him.
Yeah, but he did some pretty bad stuff too, like his War Machine book.
Yeah.
And he's the one who had Superman also cracking wise, but was at the excuse of Red and Blue.
Mm-hmm.
To the point where he's telling Darkseid Calabac. So he either one, give up, two, give up, or third, and I think you really should listen to this. Like, what? Superman doesn't make a joke like that. That's Spider-Man.
Yeah, exactly. Superman does not quip. I mean, Superman does not quip.
Well, not that type of quippage. He might do some jokes, like the whole bit there when he's catching the plane.
Yeah.
But yeah, so overall, if you had to give a ranking for the entire Blue saga, on average,
I would give it a solid 7 or 8 out of 10.
I would have to say a 7, but an 8 is good too, because on average, it was good. It was entertaining.
Most of it was good. The 2 to 3 points off is just for that ending.
Yeah, for the ending in Red and Blue.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's when it just got to, again, it had you defending Lois.
Yeah. That's how you know they've achieved magic.
To be fair, dude, I knew you were going to defend Lois. I knew you were. You were either going to be.
I should have played a prank on you and go, no, Lois is wrong. She has to tolerate this because she signed up for marrying Superman. So in a way, she signed up for this.
But even you can't. But you can't even believe that.
But here's the thing: I can't even say that because she didn't.
No. She married him while he was depowered. Not this.
No, but even if she agreed to marry him when he was Superman, here's the thing, though. Even if she agreed to this, and you could say this comes to the territory, there's a lot that someone can take before they're like, I mean, there's not much someone could take before they're like, no, I'm done. I'm out of here.
We were fed up with them.
Yeah, I know.
Especially Red.
Yeah.
When even you agree, Diana would not stand for this.
Mm-hmm.
Let alone Lois. Like I said, Lois handled it like a champ. Even you have to admit that, right? Mm-hmm. She had the patience of a saint.
Mm-hmm.
Because would you have lasted as long as she did?
No, I would. Frankie, if this were Superman, if this went on for longer, I would have dropped the book if I were picking this up week to week.
I think they just did all this because they were like, this is the last bit. Let's just get everything else we can out of our system.
Yeah.
But yep. So that was the Electric Blue Saga. Thank you so much for this journey, Jared. I'm so glad that you had a good enjoyment throughout most of it. And I'm at least grateful this book ended on a better note.
Yeah, exactly.
So, and I'll be honest, I'm glad I skipped those tie-ins. They would have been boring.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, thank you all so much, everyone. And we'll see you guys on the next one. Take care.
Yep.